All right, you ready for this? You ready for this? All right, you see where the camera is? You got the camera?
Where the camera
You got
is,
the
yes.
camera. I'm going to shoot down a little low. Get right there with you. All right. Ah! Come on, get up!
I don't need to get pumped up like
Go!
that. I'm always ready to
Give
go.
me a 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome.
To the Cord and Tory Show episode number, what is this, 38? 38.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, first and foremost, spoiler alert. Almost not the entire episode, but a really good part of the episode is going to be about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mama should have seen Star Wars by now, including me and my mama, who saw it together last night, along with my girlfriend and my aunt who was in town. So we all saw that, and we're finally gonna be able to talk about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about that a lot.
We're gonna be saying basically the entire plot of the movie, giving away every spoiler. So really from this point on, if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
turn it off now.
Yep.
Han Solo dies.
See? Oh, boom.
See?
Right there.
Right there. I did that.
And
I'm sorry, but I did that.
Yeah, if you have seen the movie, which you should have, it's been out for about a month. Almost a month now.
Oh, almost
almost a month now. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of exciting The Walking Dead news.
Yes.
Some other Star Wars related information.
Yes. Right.
And
possible casting for the next episode 8 and stuff.
And more.
Oh.
And we have a favorite, a Star Wars fan favorite coming back too.
Oh,
and
yes.
maybe some more stuff. But first and foremost, guys, Han Solo died. I mean,
in case you didn't
I knew something was going to happen. I was like, Han Solo, no.
Yeah, let's be honest here. When he said the word Ben, that's one of my favorite movies in the Star Wars trilogy, in the Star Wars saga.
What?
Him saying Ben.
You said one of your favorite movies. One of your favorite moments?
Moments. Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One of my top 3 favorite moments.
Okay.
I think that was so great.
Okay.
But let's be honest. As soon as he started walking up there onto that platform,
game over.
You had a real bad feeling.
You know why? Because there were no rails, and he's an old man. He can get wobbly at any point in time. There could be one strong gust of wind, and he just starts to tip over. So I knew that he was going to be a goner. Didn't know if it was either going to be from Kylo Ren, or if he just shuffles a little to the right a little much.
He drops
and
his
just
dentures.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His hip gives out, and he's just done. He's just
and
done.
catch me!
Oh, use the force.
And then let's be honest. As soon as Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, takes off his mask and then drops it on the rail,
Yeah, on a platform type of thing.
he easily could have thrown it off the rail.
Yeah.
But he
kept
purposely
it there.
dropped it off the rail, and there was a big close-up of that.
Yep.
You just have to say to yourself, oh, well, he's going to use that again.
Yep.
Also known as, he's going to get rid of Han Solo right
Yeah.
here.
And if you still didn't know that he was going to die, he said, "Father, help me get rid of this divide that's within myself." You know he was going to do that. You know he wasn't going to go home with him. No,
Well,
that'd be a foolish thing to do anyway. Yeah, take one of the generals of the whole it's not the Empire anymore, is it?
It's
Not the
First Order.
one of the major generals of the First Order
Yeah.
to your secret location,
Yeah.
to hug your mom, Leia, and then kill her by strangling her.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to do that. So it was just a foolish plan to begin with. Shame on you, Han Solo. And even more, shame on you, Leia, for sending your baby's daddy to die. Shame on you.
Well, let me get real for a second. First of all...
That was all real for me. That was all real. That baby mama reckless.
You ain't real. Look, I have a son. He's 3, so he hasn't, betrayed me or anything yet. But, I could totally see that from Han Solo.
He hasn't betrayed me yet. I have a toddler, guys, and he is just super trusting.
Don't get me wrong. He is flipped out, therefore causing me to flip out. But what I'm trying to say is, I was totally there with Han Solo when he stepped up on that bridge. I was like, Yeah, that's your son. You got to
Really?
you got to set him straight.
No,
and there is
dude.
hope, and there was hope.
No.
Even watching all those things, I was like, well, maybe they walk away together. Which look, stop. You're about to pounce on that, but think about it. It could still be a saga if they took Kylo Ren back with them and he started to change his ways. Like,
No, it couldn't.
Yes,
No, it
because there's
couldn't.
still Leader Snoke.
What would be episode 4 without Darth Vader?
Okay, right. There would be no episode 4.
Okay, and there would be no
Well-
episode 5 or 6.
Look, the story could be vastly different. You still have Palpatine in episode 4. You still have Leader Snoke here. It's like the big bad guy's still there. I'm just arguing like it could have gone either way.
Sure.
Of course, it went this way, and I'm happy with it. It's terrible and sad, but I'm still, I'm excited.
Do you feel like he died a little too early? I kind of wish he would have died in episode 8, so we had something to look forward to, and then that was like a big twist. It was a tad early to me.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens in episode 8, I felt like I liked seeing the older grizzled Han Solo. I think that was a little fun. Him trying to have the spunk of his youth, but not having the same like rapid pace and everything. I kind of would like to see that a little bit more, like the first half or the first third of episode 8.
Sure. I see what you're saying. I guess what I took away with that scene was I felt like it was a little unmonumentous.
Yes, I agree.
Like it's a character that you know and love for, all of my life. I've known this guy. But how he died, he was killed by his own son, and like we just 40 minutes earlier we knew that it was his son. So it wasn't as big as it should have felt.
Right.
In a lot of ways for me.
Yeah.
And you can totally see that because you don't get to see him being raised. There's these little memes going around of like Han Solo holding a little baby Ben Solo, playing with him, and then like, cut to that moment and stuff. And these memes are actually really affecting me. Like
Really?
they're hard to swallow because you're like, oh shit, he probably had a pacifier when he was little.
Sure,
imagining Ben Solo with a pacifier, and now he's like holding his father and stabbing him.
Now these are memes that there was no actual shot of him holding a baby in the movie, right?
No, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
someone
like,
just
but
created it.
it reminds you that they had most of a life together.
Sure, right.
At least
of
10,
course,
15
yeah.
years of...
And Leia, I'm sure.
Right, yeah, raising a child, and we don't get to see any of that, and that's a little like, oh, I wish we could see that. But maybe, who knows, it might be a spin-off movie one day.
Exactly.
Showing us that.
All right.
What did you think about... So, you saw the movie.
Yeah. First of all, I gotta say, you have not seen episode 7 until you've seen it in 4DX. It is amazing. You gotta go with me next week.
So you drop the dough and you got the seats that
Didn't
move
need to
around
drop
on
that
you.
much because I went on Tuesday when it was half price.
Tuesdays.
Half price.
40X Tuesdays.
Yep. If
don't
you're
work
in
for them.
LA or New York, where I know that those are only 2 that I know of. I think
Yeah.
there might be a few more sprinkled throughout the country. But man, you
Sprinkled
gotta
like sprinkles.
check it out before it gets out. I don't know what the next movie that's gonna get rid of Star Wars in the 40X is. Literally here in Los Angeles, it's at one movie theater on one screen.
Yeah.
That's the only 40X location. And
Sure.
the next thing I can think of might be Deadpool, which comes out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see that, but other than that, it's going to be in there for, you got a good chance.
Yeah.
This is the longest thing that's been in 40X for a while. Granted, it is Star Wars.
Yes.
So you haven't seen it until you've seen it in 40X. I've only seen 4 through 6 previous to this within the past week.
Great note. Yeah.
That being said,
So Tory has only seen episodes 4 through 6.
Yes.
Recently too.
Recently, yes. I saw episode 4 when I was a child. I didn't really remember it.
Yeah.
I thought I saw parts of episode 5 and 6. Once I saw them last week, I realized that I have never seen them at all.
What were you watching? What did you confuse them with?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. But it goes to show that I thought that episode 4 was so great that I thought it had so much information in it that it could have been 3 movies.
Episode 4.
Yeah. That's just me never seeing other than 5 and 6 and thinking, there was so much to remember from episode 4. I had to see 5 and or 6 too, but no. Obviously not. But again, since I've only seen 4 through 6 and recently, this one is my favorite one of all of them. And I'm not sure if it's because this is the only one that I've been able to see in 4DX, because the 4DX experience adds so much more, so much more to the movie going experience. If I saw it in a regular theater first, I may or may not have felt that way. I probably would, but I'm so much of a fan of episode 7 more than any of the other episodes.
So out of 4, 5, 6, and 7, number 7 is your favorite.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
hands down.
Now try to remove the the
4DX,
spectacle.
yeah.
That factor.
Yeah.
Why did you like it more than the other ones?
Well, I mean, it's just it looks modern.
Yeah.
The visual effects and the coloring, it was just modern. It wasn't, it didn't seem like an 80s movie. It's kind of like have you ever seen Blazing Saddles?
Not all of it.
Okay.
No.
When did you see it? Do you remember? Like,
way too young in life.
Okay.
So young that I didn't understand.
it. Okay, well, I saw Blazing Saddles for the first time about, I don't know, within the last 5 years, between 3 to 5 years ago. And if you go back and if you see it now, you can say, okay, I can appreciate this. It's not current enough for me to laugh at. Some of the humor is faded.
Yeah.
Some of the the cinematography and the coloring isn't so rich as what it is in today's films. Because of that, you can't connect with the movie as much as you can with modern technology, because you're used to modern standards, right? So I think that's probably why I feel like I like episode 7 the most, because it fits the most modernization that I'm familiar with and am just used to with growing up and seeing movies beyond 2000.
Yeah.
And I felt like it had the most action in it too. So, yeah, all those things.
Wow.
All those things.
Okay. Well, but it sounds like, most importantly, that you're on board the Star Wars bandwagon.
Yeah, I like this.
It sounds like you like it more than Star Trek now.
No, not saying that whatsoever.
It sounds like you like it more than Star Trek.
No,
that's
man.
what I'm hearing.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
I just haven't seen Star Trek and 4DX yet, so once that comes out, I'll be ranting and raving.
There,
they will.
Whatever.
Oh, they will.
Maybe.
They will. They will.
They will.
But Cord.
Tory.
Speaking about Han Solo, why else is he in the news right now?
The character Han Solo is in the news because they have.
He's a real man.
He's a real man.
He's a real man.
They have trimmed down the hunt for. Let me back up. So, we're just talking about how he's dead in the series, but they're gonna make a anthology movie coming back before episode 4. It looks like, we're not certain.
Yeah.
That they're gonna do a movie all for
It will be.
Han Solo.
I'll tell you why too.
Okay.
Continue.
And they have to pick an actor for it.
Yep.
It's a huge role.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about it, and they've come up with a shorter list of actors, like basically the 12 guys that are front runners for the role.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Exactly. I'll get to that later. But let's talk about these selections. It's not even 12. That's the short list. Is the few familiar names and faces, and I can say a few, and Cord can talk about a few. But number 1, Cord's boy, Mr. Miles Teller. Who Cord is just if he saw him, if he were able to spend one night in a room with his favorite actor doing whatever, no one would say anything, but it would be Miles Teller, wouldn't it, Cord?
I don't think so at all.
Okay.
On many levels.
On many levels.
I'm just trying to figure out why that has come up in your head.
Because you've told me about it, that you wanted that to happen
Tory!
so much. You don't get embarrassed about it.
So Miles Teller's up for the role. Should we go one by one?
Yeah, one by one. And you might know Miles Teller from the amazing Fantastic Four movie that he did last summer.
Yes. And then the Spectacular Now, and he's also in the Divergent series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is.
Oh, and Whiplash, the drummer movie that came out last year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who else, Tory?
How do you pronounce this next person's name?
Ansel Elgort.
Ansel Elgort. And he's one of the main characters from the Divergent series as well.
Yeah, also in Divergent, and a lot of the lady listeners out there will recognize him from The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay, got
he
it.
was he starred in that
Cool.
movie.
Awesome. Moving on, we have Jack Raynor, who's from the latest Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Yes, I didn't see this movie yet.
I did. I don't know who he was.
you don't
I think he must have been The Rock. I'm sorry. Was it The Rock? Mark Wahlberg's daughter's boyfriend or love interest, who was like a race car driver.
Okay.
So that's probably who he was in
Gotcha.
Age of Extinction. Moving on, we have Scott Eastwood, and it's a kind of a familiar last name. Why is that?
It's familiar to a lot of people because it's Clint Eastwood's son.
Oh.
And Scott Eastwood has like the baby blue eyes. Looks his face, his parts of his face look just like his father. So just picture Clint Eastwood much younger.
Okay, fantastic.
Much younger.
I want how long to say, "Are you feeling lucky, Chewbacca? Well, are you?" All right.
that's great.
Also, we have Logan Lerman.
Yes.
Who's that guy?
Logan Lerman starred in Perks of Being a Wallflower, 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh, he was in that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually that movie, that weird fantasy movie, not the Chronicles of Narnia. What was it called? I forget. But he's been a child actor for many years,
Sure.
and now he's actually been able to keep a career going
Okay.
in his teens and his 20s.
All right. We have also Emery Cohen, one of the Cohen brothers.
No, that's
No,
not.
that's
That's
not
not.
His name, I thought.
Emery
the son of a Cohen brother, because you have
Probably
Clint
not.
Eastwood's
Well,
son.
first of all, that's not spelled the Cohen brother way.
Okay, well,
Emery Cohen
just
was
going
in
by how it
Brooklyn.
sounds.
Yes, I know you do.
I'm the son of another Thompson.
I'm not familiar with Emery at all.
Nope. He started in Brooklyn, not Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but Brooklyn.
Just Brooklyn.
Although that would be kind of funny if
And
Andy Samberg played a young Han Solo.
That would be great.
Now, I
That
wonder
sounds
how-
like an SNL sketch.
Now I wonder how
Instantly.
young Han Solo is going to be, because in originals he was probably in his late 20s, early 30s.
In A New Hope, late 20s,
I would say
early 30s. Yeah, that's a
so
good.
I wonder how young they're looking for a young Han Solo.
Yes.
And last but not least, Blake Jenner, who's son of Kris Jenner.
That's not true either.
His name is Jenner. Do you know how large that family is? He
Are you
has to be
serious?
related to him.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't
talking
think
out
so either.
my butt right now. But
Yes.
we have
Yes, you
3
are.
relationships.
And you skipped one.
Who
One
did
of the most notable ones. Dave Franco is
Oh yeah,
also up for this.
Yeah, the son of James Franco.
Or the brother of James Franco.
I'm going with son. Everyone's a son
Starred in
here.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
Starred in Jonah Hill and the cop movie with Channing Tatum.
Superbad. Oh yeah, he was. 21 Jump Street.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, 21
Maybe the
Jump
second one
Street.
too. But
Yeah, he wasn't
definitely
that.
the first one.
I kind of like him. I'm interested in seeing how he handles. I don't really think this would be a drama though, because they have a lot of comedy. Oh, that's another thing that I like. They had a lot of comedy in The Force Awakens, and that's another reason I like that one more too.
Yes. Very, very much so.
Yep.
But Tory, out of these names that we just spoke about,
Well, I'm not
do one of. Could you pick one of them?
Well, not
And be happy with it.
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with most of them. I know
Mm-hmm.
Miles, Dave, and I guess I guess Jack Raynor.
Yeah.
I don't know all of them though, but I can't cast a Jenner in anything because they've already taken over too much of my TV life.
That is true.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Logan Lerman because I like the alliteration in his name.
Yeah, that is nice. I guess I'll kind of cheat my way out of the same question.
Yep.
Like, what? Now I'm familiar with 70% of these people.
Sure.
I can't speak for the other 30%, but the character has to have this like very charming brashness to them.
Yeah.
And in spades, this person has to he has to be better than a Han Solo. Like he has to be, like
He has to be charming but not douchey.
right. And that's going to be a fine line. They're going to have to.
Yeah.
They're going to have to figure that out as they go. But out of the people I'm looking here, none of these. I don't want to like squint hard enough and say, oh yeah, that is Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but they could surprise me. Logan Lerman could surprise me. Miles Teller could surprise me. But at the same time, I really, they should go for. I don't care if they just take a janitor's son off the street, as long as he looks reasonably like the part, but also like does he have that attitude?
Yeah,
know?
that's
what's
going to be the determining factor.
Yeah,
the
that's
attitude.
the key.
Well,
So we'll see.
Well, if they're auditioning for Chewbacca, who would you want to play a young Chewbacca?
Can I say you?
You can say me.
Yeah, I would love to see you, Tory.
I would say, I don't know. Maybe, you know who's getting a lot of hype right now? The bear from Revenant. I would love to see him audition for Chewbacca.
That's a great.
You know, they might be
wonderful.
interterrestrial related species or something.
Yeah, we should talk more about that.
Yeah.
Another episode. So
Exactly.
do you want to? Are we good on Han Solo?
Yeah, we're good
for
on.
the moment?
Well, no. So the fact why I said that they had to start doing it, it's definitely before episode 4.
Yes.
Is because they're not going to start making the movie until I believe 2017. However, they are thinking about casting him now because there is talk about having him as a cameo in Rogue One.
Yes.
And that's why Spider-Man is going to make a cameo in. I mean, he has a large role in Civil War, but he doesn't have his own movie out yet. Right. So that's kind of a preview of the new Han Solo or the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, get him in there. I maybe they're doing it for this reason, maybe they're doing it for other reasons, but get him in there early so it's like, hey, people, this is who we picked.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone's going to be happy, but this is who we picked, so get used to it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it'll be 2 years before the movie comes out.
Yeah.
May 2018.
Yeah, May 2018.
So hopefully that's enough time for the naggers to, you know, nag.
All you naysayers and naggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up,
Yes,
Tory.
absolutely.
The Rogue One, I've read plot details. I am so excited for this movie.
I'm kind of stoked for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's there's no Jedis. It's gonna be a little bit more action. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Sure. Okay.
And the plot itself is like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like just like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I held myself back from doing an X-wing flying through. That's most of my childhood is figuring out those noises.
That's funny. That's funny.
But one last bit of Star Wars news, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We have a fan favorite who a lot of people thought he was just a mean and a bad guy, but he was doing it for, you know, to save his people.
For love.
Yeah, exactly. For the love.
Yeah.
Not for the love of money, but for the love of everyone's hearts. Billy D. Williams, Mr. Lando Calrissian, is coming back in. What's it? We don't know the name of the next episode. We just know it's episode 8.
Correct.
So he was recently cast again to have a role in episode 8, and look forward to having him back.
Yeah, sounds like a cameo at this point, which
until further
fine.
notice.
Yeah, but
it'll be fun.
More. Who
It'll
knows?
be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. I'm presuming so. Is the actor who played Obi-Wan Kenobi no longer with us?
His name was Alec Guinness, and he passed away in the early 2000s.
Okay. So that's not a possibility.
Yes.
All right. I was wondering if he could make a cameo because that would
but
be epic.
Side note is they've already spoken to Ewan McGregor, and
That's right.
they might do a anthology movie about Obi-Wan. And there was even whispers of like an Obi-Wan trilogy. Yeah, which,
I don't know about that.
Look, Tory can say whatever he wants to, but that gets me really excited. I would love to see Obi-Wan.
Don't ask Cord to stand up right now because we are filming this.
Ayo.
Look, he's super embarrassed. He knows I'm speaking truth.
That gets me really excited, but we can only hold out hope. So
sure, exactly.
But yeah, Alex,
hold out
Sir
a
Alec
new
Guinness,
hope.
I think. Oh, well done.
See?
Yeah.
Star Wars
great. Anyway, so
okay.
Our last bit of news today deals with one of our favorite TV shows.
Yeah, the number one TV show on air right now
in America.
I'll give you one guess, Cord. What is that?
Ash vs. Evil Dead. Yes!
No, it's not the number one show. The number one viewed and rated show. No.
Ever. I don't know what it is, Tory.
It is The Walking Dead.
Right there. Give me, stand up. Show off this.
Where? Look at this. I wore this for a reason,
Tory,
guys.
Let me narrate. Tory is wearing a beautiful black cotton, all 100% cotton, Walking Dead hoodie sweatshirt with a silver zipper from China, probably. And
what does it say?
yeah, you're right. So it says don't. What does it say?
It goes down, not across.
Don't open dead inside, and it's like a big medical,
It's like a barn or something.
yeah, or it's like a big door, and there's a bunch of hands trying to crawl, reach out, and open the door and stuff.
One of my favorite hoodies. I wear it all the time, and this guy right here, sitting next to me, got it for me. Yeah. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Walking Dead is in the news because they say that there's no end in sight for The Walking Dead, which comes back around Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day weekend, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
It comes back for the second part of season 6 in February. And, they were saying, hey, executive producers, showrunner, what you guys thinking about wrapping it up anytime soon? Because it's been on for a while. You're in season 6. What's it looking like? And they were like, you know what? As of right now, there's no talk about ending The Walking Dead anytime soon. And that gets me excited, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I love that show with all my heart, and I want as much as we can get.
Okay, so let me pause you right there, Tory.
For right now. I'm not tired of it yet.
So you're not... That doesn't concern you?
No.
That they don't have plans, at least, for an ending?
No, but here's why. Here's another reason why. They say they said that Robert Kirkland, who is the author and creator of The Walking Dead, he still writes every line of dialogue in the comic.
Right.
He writes every line of dialogue in the comic, and the comics are doing incredibly well,
and they're still going.
And they're still going. Yeah. And the Walking Dead TV series doesn't stray too far from the comics as well. So as long as the comics are doing well, and Robert Kirkland's involved, and still a consultant at least for the series, they're going to keep on going. When the comic starts, maybe waning a little bit, they might start to figure something out. Or if the series starts to drop in ratings, they might start to think about something. But he said, we want to keep it as fresh as it seems in season 6, and keep new ways to get the interest of the audience to tune into our show. But as long as the comics is doing well and Robert Kirkland's involved, we don't have any plans. And I think that's fantastic.
You think it's fantastic?
I do.
So
it sounds to me like you don't.
It's no secret that I'm feeling a little exhausted.
No. You were before this season. Correct yourself. You came on here and stated, you know what? This season rejuvenated my interest.
I did not say that.
You did.
Show me the transcript where I said that.
You did.
Okay, first, okay.
Go back and listen to our podcast.
I did not say that, but I might have said something similar to that you're warping in your little mind here.
First of all, I don't have a little mind. Second of all, it's a synonym for rejuvenation.
Okay.
Whatever you said.
Okay.
I have a new vested interest.
This past season was definitely great,
and
it could definitely lift somebody out of the gutter. Somebody, not necessarily me. Look. I did really like this season. It helped me get excited for the show in general. Yeah. But I cannot take another scene where two people are like looking at each other, talking about like, what do I do now? I cannot take another moment of that stuff. It's been almost 6 seasons. Is that 6 times 24? Hundreds of hours of, not hundreds, more than 100 hours of that kind of talk.
Oh no!
I am
I'm
tired.
Sorry.
I am so
that's a good chunk of the show, but it's not hundreds an hour. There's more hundreds of hours, more
than 100 hours. I said
not a full, complete. What should I do? Talk. There's killing zombies. There's running. There's fighting. There's dying.
Mm-hmm, sure.
But I'll say that's a good chunk of the show, maybe, I don't know, 20-30% of it, but it's not more than 50%. The dialogue does not consist of half of that type of talk.
Here, this is how I'll put it.
Oh, here we go. Get ready.
Get ready, everyone. Turn on the flash. So... there's no hope for them. I know this from watching the show, but I also know this because the creator has said there is no cure for this. We're not going to figure this thing out. Well, sure, he could change his mind, theoretically. But at the moment, there's really, that guy with the mullet doesn't have a cure. He's not ultra smart, like he said.
Sure.
The CDC guy basically said, you guys are all screwed, and as soon as you die, you turn into this garbage. Other than those two things, there has been no thread of hope other than the hope of, getting into some barricaded community and actually making a peaceful life there up until somebody else, another gang of people, want to come to destroy you. So, I'm just getting really exhausted from, the fact that other people are ganging up on them, and then the constant threat of zombies. It's very hard for me to watch this show and say at the end of it, I'm going to actually get something out of it.
What do you mean?
Why are you?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Get something out of it?
Get not to get too heady, but get something that I can take away from my life. It's
some emotional satisfaction.
Emotional, but also there should be truth in some of this. Not truth this could really happen, but truth a human truth.
Yeah, well, I think even though, here's the difference. Here's the difference. You may know that there's no hope because we're the audience looking in. But if you're trying to understand and see it from the character's point of view, they are holding hope. Sometimes it leaves them for a while, but they always muster it back up to have a new hope that they will find a cure and they will survive and they will get through this. A prime example from this past season is Maggie and what the show did when we didn't know if, again, spoiler alert, if Glenn was alive or not. The show's writer and creator, Robert Kirkland included, they wanted the audience to feel the pain and the anguish that Maggie was going through. So we're in the same boat as Maggie, and that's, I think, what got a lot of people to keep on watching to see if Glenn was actually alive or not. We're wondering the same thing as the character Maggie is. The difference with the hope factor is we don't, because we're an audience looking in, and they don't, and they're holding hope, and we know, okay, there's no cure yet, at least. Does that make sense to you?
Sure, but that's that's a 3-episode arc. As far as hope, an example of hope,
right? Yes,
would you agree?
Yeah.
So
but again, you got to look at it from the. But my point is, you have to look at it from the character's perspective, though.
Sure, even then, it's hard to believe. Rick with his baby daughter and his son, it's literally every few weeks somebody new pops into your life trying to kill you. I'm not talking about the zombies. I'm talking about other human beings.
Yeah.
That's why are you? I don't mean to be a proponent of suicide in this case, but it's this is a horrible situation. Why do I want to see this?
If you were in this chord, if it was you,
no,
it is. Yeah, if you, me, and a group of other people, random people, maybe another friend or two, were in this situation, would you want to keep going?
Opposed to jump off a bridge?
Yeah.
I would want to keep going.
Okay, then. Well, there you go. That's the same thing that they want.
I guess I'm not, it's not so much that. This might sound like I'm backtracking. I promise I'm not doing it because I feel like my points are invalid.
Hey, I don't know. I see your paintbrush in your hand. I see the corner that's behind you.
The what?
I see the paintbrush in your hand. I see the corner that's behind you.
What corner? What are you
painted
talking
yourself
about?
into a corner.
Oh, God.
You see that? That was pretty good what I did here, guys. I'll take your high fives.
You've lost me with that stupid picture.
That's a great analogy.
I feel like the show is not it's gonna keep. Look,
it's repetitive.
Will it keep my interest? Absolutely. There's certain parts about the show that are just awesome and fantastic. You can't take that away.
That's a complete juxtaposition.
No. I didn't say the whole show was garbage. Did I say the whole show was garbage?
You said there's over 100 hours of the same talk.
Yeah, that's no lie. There is countless conversations of just the same.
All right, get to your point.
My point is, I feel like it's getting a little tiresome. This running from death every week, running from a new gang every few weeks, every few episodes. I don't know. It's exhausting because it's so, like you have two terrible options in front of you and you try to pick the lesser of the two.
Well, yeah, but also we've had, a break where they weren't running for anyone. For instance, when they first got to Herschel's farm, when they first got to Alexandria, they weren't really running from anyone. There was like this momentary like salvation.
And they had the flu and stuff.
Yeah,
was
when they
interesting.
got to the prison, there was like this momentary safe environment that they were in where they
Yeah.
weren't running from anyone.
Yeah. Look, I don't mean to, say this show is bad or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean, obviously.
Overachieving.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean to say that. But I do. I like as soon as Robert Kirkman said there is no hope, there is no cure. A lot of my interest for the show kind of went out the window because I want this sort of like I do kind of want a magic ending or like a happy ending, happily ever after ending. Not obviously like you can't do, the majority of the ending to this is going to be crappy no matter what you do. People are going to die. Your favorite characters are going to die. However, it would be nice to have some sort of closure. And I feel like the longer the show goes on, the less closure is possible, and one day it's just going to run out of steam, and you're going to have this kind of like half-hearted ending that's not going to do the show justice. I would like them to do 8 seasons strong. At this point, do 2 more seasons, 7 and 8, end it strong, and walk away.
Okay.
I do not think milking these zombie udders, is a good idea.
All right. Well,
Mic drop!
no, you don't need to back. Okay, you're rolling over paper now, Cord. Now you're just walking all random places, going down the stairs.
Woo!
I'm shaking. I shake my head at you.
And I'm back.
All right. I don't even know. Like as of right now,
you don't have to rebuke that if you don't
all right,
like.
No, I'm not rebuting anything. As of right now, your interest has gained. You've gained back some of your interest in the show.
Yeah.
For season 6.
Yeah, that is true.
Do you still foresee or want it to end in 8 seasons?
Yes,
You definitely want
absolutely.
it to end.
7 and 8. And if they said
all right,
7,
I have a question.
I'd be happy.
Here's a question for you. Here's a great question. No matter if you wanted to end or not in 2 seasons, what have they not done on the show in which you would like them to explore? Either in like an area of the United States, an idea they haven't thought of, a plan of action. Is there anything they haven't done yet in which you would like for them to explore? Especially as a writer now, thinking, okay, how can I add something new to the show?
Yeah,
That's a difficult question, ladies and gentlemen, to put someone on the spot with.
I know.
So if you can't answer that, take a week, come back next podcast.
Oh, I can answer it, Tory.
Okay, all right.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
What you're really asking is, would you and how would you evolve the show? That's
Sure.
what hasn't really happened. The show hasn't really evolved.
Okay.
And how
I can agree with that. I
Yeah.
can agree with that. I can't argue with you too much.
mature,
Too
evolve. How I would evolve the show, it's, you obviously have to, an obvious choice, which I'm not saying is bad, but let's say there is safety somewhere. A U.S. government lockdown of an entire city is in order, and it's the safe city.
Okay.
But maybe there's so many people in there already that they can't say, hey, come and join us because we're going to run out of food.
Right.
Because we're over capacity already, and they come across it. I mean, that could be a big storyline
Okay.
or something like that. Or I really like the guy with the mullet. I can never remember his character name.
Yeah.
But him getting to the Washington because he knows that was awesome.
Yeah.
The whole show could have turned into that and could have been his last, end of Children of Men, basically getting this one person to the right spot to protect them for them to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
The show could have ended in season 7 or 8 with that storyline, and I would have loved it.
Sure.
I would have been so happy. Instead, he's a big fat liar, and he's pretty worthless on the show now.
Eugene.
He stands, Eugene. He stands there.
He looks like a Eugene too.
Wetting himself.
No offense to all the Eugenes.
I've heard podcasts with him. He's very cool and seems really down to earth and stuff. And I'm not judging him by his character. The character Eugene is worthless.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should shoot him on the show or anything, but he went from super interesting to, oh, wow, he just literally stands there unable to shoot zombies walking in.
Yeah. Now, I see what you're saying, but I kind of feel like you're saying the same thing as of what they're currently doing in your mind. They're currently running from gang, or have like interaction with gang after gang, or running from gang after gang, and they're trying to avoid altercation.
Yeah.
But if you're avoiding altercation, in essence, you're looking for safety. So they keep on looking for safety zone, and which they have done. They found safety temporarily at the farm. They found safety temporarily at the prison. They found safety temporarily at Alexandria. But in that storyline, they couldn't get to safety because it turns out there was none. So that was a good twist to the
storyline?
To DC.
Yep.
Eugene saying he has a cure.
Right.
So they kind of broke the pattern of going.
But then they found the big.
Alexandria?
Yeah. Is that the name of the place they're at now?
Yeah.
That's Alexandria?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the place before that they were taken hostage and their heads were about to be cut off? I thought that was Alexandria.
No. That is Terminus.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Terminus.
Okay. Well, Alexandria happened after the...
Terminus.
And happened after Eugene came out as a liar. They went to Alexandria because of that. So they broke a pattern and then fell right back into it.
Okay.
I'm just disproving your point.
But it's the same thing. You said you want them to find safety. And they are trying to find safety.
Well,
so you're saying you want them to eventually get there.
I want them to eventually get there. Big shootout. They, one final gigantic test. Rick gets shot in the chest. We talked about the endings we hoped of, and then cut to black.
Sure.
Because there's not.
Oh no, God! Please don't cut to black. I've had enough with the Lost and Sopranos type of ending.
Well,
I don't need an interpret your own ending type of BS.
That would be kind of cool if they finally got to safety, and then
they saw Sawyer. Right, they all died, and they found. Or no. How about this? They all die, and then Hugo wakes up back on the island, and it's like, oh, that was a weird dream I had. Didn't some series have that?
Yeah, it's called the. It's called something. It's Trope. Oh, what is it called? Oh my God, I forgot it.
It's someone at the very end of a series. I think
a little kid woke up.
Something happened for. What did that involve? Breaking Bad or something?
Oh, that's an alternate fan theory.
An alternate fan theory of something. Yeah.
But you're thinking of I wish I could think of it, but a famous show in the 80s. The whole show happened 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And the last episode was the main character as a child waking up in bed having dreamt the entire series.
Right. But from a different show though.
No.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh no.
That's what I'm thinking of.
This example I spoke of is he imagined the entire show.
I thought it was
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Exact same thing.
Of a different series.
A whole season, a whole series. It has multiple seasons. On the very last episode, the very last scene before they roll credits, a character from a different show wakes up and says, "Oh, that's a weird dream."
That happened?
I thought it did. Maybe that's speculative, or someone posted that on Facebook said, "Wouldn't that be cool?" And it's just in my memory. I kind of like that though.
Well, what's the best example of that I've ever seen? And not exact example, but some girl on Twitter said, "What if at the end of Breaking Bad, Walt goes into witness protection.
Yeah.
And he gets put into the family of Malcolm in the Middle."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So then it's this guy still living life, and it's a different tone.
Sure.
And
That'd be great.
I thought that was so cool.
Hank.
Well done, Twitter.
Hank, that's his name, right?
On Malcolm in the Middle? Oh, I don't remember.
I forget.
That was a very funny show.
That was great.
That was a very funny show. I feel like we kind of took a detour.
Yeah, I don't want to go back. No U-turns.
No U-turns.
Straight ahead, guys. Moving forward.
Yeah.
This car only has one gear. Let's go.
Let's go. That's really about our show today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Cord and Tory Show.
Yep.
Tory, where can they find us on Facebook?
I don't know. You can just search.
You.
I guess.
You sound like me when I talk about The Walking Dead. Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
No.
Last episode
No,
was
that's.
kinda
I
cool.
sound like you talking about what you think Walking Dead only talks about. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. What do we do now?
You can
Who am
find
I
us
now?
on Facebook by searching and liking the Cord and Tory podcast show.
Yes. Also on iTunes and SoundCloud, just
Yeah.
search for us. Leave us a rating. That's really cool, helpful.
Subscribe, tell your friends.
We're on YouTube. You can, if you're watching this video right now, this video is available on YouTube if you're listening to us.
Apparently, no, I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys.
Say it, Tory.
You know what I was gonna say.
I don't. But we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Ciao, Bella.
Yes, that too. All right.
Yeah,
Bye.
go watch Star Wars, guys.
Go watch
We've
Star
already
Wars.
told you the entire plot, but
Yep.
go watch it anyway if you haven't seen it. In 4DX.
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
All right. Kisses. Ugh. Oh, you can't blink! Don't blink, Tory! Don't blink! Oh! Oh! You're good at this. Whoa! Whoa! You're good at that. If I sneeze in your face,
I will hit you.
Jigga! Alright, bye.
Later.